Do you ever feel like manifestation is just another thing on your to-do list that you don't have time for? Like your spiritual practice is something that you have to do? Honestly, you're not alone because I felt that way too. Something that's really changed my relationship with manifestation is blending it into my lifestyle so that no matter what I'm doing, I'm also manifesting. I call this manifestation as a lifestyle, and it's single handedly made the entire manifestation journey more enjoyable for me. And I've seen my desires show up with a lot more ease. Manifesting as a lifestyle has made manifestation go from feeling like a task to something I just naturally do because it's who I am. If you'd like to learn more about this, I've created a step by step guide for you. I'll link it in my show notes so you can check it out. You're listening to the Affirmation Addict podcast with Pyle Corley. This podcast will teach you about the power of affirmations while making manifestation easy and accessible for you in order to enhance your spiritual consciousness. Thank you so much for being here, and now it's time to get started. Hi there, and welcome back to the Affirmation Addict podcast. My name is Pyle, and today we're talking love. So I wanted to kind of share a little bit of a heart to heart. If you are manifesting love right now, just listen to this with an open heart, with an open mind. Just a few perspectives to kind of help you along the way. I know the process, the journey of manifesting love of any kind can be so up and down. It can feel like your whole world is a dream and then your whole world is falling apart so quickly. It can be such a roller coaster. So this episode's for you, whether you're on the high point of the roller coaster or a low point of the roller coaster. I just want to talk to you about what I've learned over the years about love, the energy of love, where it comes from, just to give you a little bit of inspiration. So, really quickly, right now, if you're in that low place, if you feel just a little bit disconnected, if you feel kind of empty, you feel a little bit discouraged, and you feel that like heartache kind of feeling, like where it literally feels like your heart is out of your chest and you just feel empty and you feel lost and you can't stop thinking about love in whatever capacity, in whatever form, I want to remind you that even though this feeling is painful, even though it is heavy, give yourself some permission to sit with it and admit that. Because I know for a really long time, whenever I was experiencing heartache or just doubt in a relationship or even doubting my relationship with myself, I think it hurt so much more when I ran away from admitting that it was hurting. As humans, we don't like feeling hurt. As humans, we don't like feeling a little bit open hearted and your heart's cracked open and you don't know if it's going to be filled back up. It can feel really scary. And we do everything to protect ourselves. It is our biological wiring to try and protect ourselves from that emotion. So most of the times we run from it. But what I want you to do and try to do and give yourself permission to do is let yourself admit what it is that you're actually feeling. Let yourself admit how hurt you really are. Let yourself admit how you might be feeling without any judgment. Not any judgment if you feel like you should be way more independent. Not any judgment if you feel like you wasted your time and you should have learned your lesson. No judgment if you're repeating a pattern and you probably should have broken that pattern a long time ago. No judgment, just honesty. I want you to be honest with yourself. If you're in that low point of love, be really honest with yourself and let yourself admit how you're actually feeling. Once I started being honest with myself about what it was that I'm feeling by someone else's actions or by my own actions, it was a lot easier for me to navigate those lower points of love. So that's the first thing. And on the other hand, if you're in that high point of love and things feel really good right now, but you're kind of a little bit reluctant, you're resistant, you're almost waiting for the ball to drop, you're waiting for something to go wrong. That's almost like an expectation that you have. Give yourself permission to enjoy and embrace this feeling, the ability that you have to actually experience this emotion, that elatedness, that love, that unconditional sort of feeling, that dreaminess. Notice where you feel it in your body, not why you're feeling that way. Just notice, kind of tap into that feeling and notice where you can feel it in your body. Notice the sensations it brings up and notice the way it makes your heart feel, because that's a really helpful feeling to come back to when you're in a low point or when you're doubting things. It's to remind you that you have the capability to feel that feeling. And as you know, feelings are or can be created on purpose. So maybe you're in a low point, you can actually remember some of those high points and choose to feel that. Maybe not due to the same memory, but reminding yourself that that feeling still exists. The feeling hasn't died. Maybe the situation that brought that feeling has gone away, or maybe something has shifted, but the feeling isn't gone. So remembering that feeling of love and allowing yourself to play and be with the energy and feeling of love. The next thing I want to remind you is that I know it's so normal and kind of expected to experience love outside of us, right? We think about soulmates, we think about friends or family, weddings, we think about relationships as our kind of source of love. But actually, that's a really big misconception. The source of love that you experience, that you are experiencing, is actually generated from within you. The only love that you can feel is a love that has already been planted within you since before you were born. So, reminding yourself that even if the love feels external, even if the love is coming externally, it's only amplifying or mirroring the love that you already have within you. So, when it feels off balance, when there is a misalignment in the energy of love, a really, really easy way for you to kind of recalibrate and regenerate that is pouring love back into yourself. Because the more you can pour back into yourself, the more you can kind of reignite that feeling inside of you. And a very practical way you can do this is by kind of showing up the way you would show up for somebody you love. Normally, when we're going on a date or we're getting ready to go somewhere, we kind of put our best front on. However, when it comes to showing up for ourselves, we're normally kind of no makeup, sweatpants, whatever. And even if that's how you want to show up, but show up in an energy that feels clean. For me, it's actually physically clean, like taking a shower. I like don't shower for myself all the time. I shower if I'm going to go see somebody or if I'm really, really sweaty, but I don't just like take a shower and rinse off my energy and use it as a form to recalibrate. So just like cleaning up yourself in any way for yourself, not for anybody else, but just showing up for yourself. If you were about to go on a date or you're about to go see someone you love, how would you show up? And do it in that form for yourself and show up for yourself and give yourself permission to be with yourself. Hi, beautiful friend. I hope you're enjoying this episode. I wanted to hit pause for 15 seconds and share with you about my spiritual membership I created to help you raise your vibration and manifest with ease. I created Affirm It so you can have access to all, and I really mean all of the spiritual tools you need to step into your higher self and watch your dreams manifest with ease. If you're really ready to dive into your spirituality and connect with your highest self, I invite you to join the Affirm It membership. More details are in the show notes if you're interested. And now let's jump back in. Oftentimes we think the only source of our love is outside of us, but like we just talked about, it is within you and no one can take that away from you. No one can take away the love that resides in your heart. No one can take away the love that is originally yours and yours to experience, yours to give, and yours to receive. There is an infinite amount of it, and that love literally resides right in your heart. It's right here. You can feel it. You can touch it. And you're allowed to pour into it to kind of help it expand, help it recalibrate when you need. And one thing I want to remind you as you kind of are on this journey of manifesting love and experiencing more love is that how somebody else treats you is not a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of your worth. It is actually a reflection of them and the energy that you're willing to tolerate with them. Maybe not with anybody else, but specifically with them. So don't feel that pressure to settle because you feel like you want to. Be honest with yourself. You don't have to communicate it to them, but be really, really honest with yourself. Like, is this the love that I'm looking for, or am I craving more, or can I communicate that? So you have to allow yourself to really be honest about the type of love that you're looking for, because sometimes we're scared to admit it. Like we talked about, it's really easy to pretend like that this is the love you want because this is the love you've seen, but maybe the love you want is something that you've never seen. Maybe the love you want is completely different than what your best friend's love looks like. Maybe the love you want is very different from what your parents' love looks like. We tend to kind of go this modeling approach where we like to mimic and model because it just makes our brains function easier. But really remembering that like love is an expression, it's a feeling, it's a connection with yourself to yourself and then sometimes with another person. So if you are manifesting that love from somebody, with somebody, remembering that you can't settle for a love that isn't actually true to what your desire is, because it won't ever work out. So if a relationship isn't working out or something isn't working out, that means it's either not the right time, not the right person, or not the right kind of love just yet. And all of those can be shifted and worked on. However, reminding yourself that your level of love is not meant to be settled. Your level of love is meant to feel like that elated, dreamy feeling, and it will not die down. It will always be able to be recultivated, resparked, and re-nurtured. It is something that you have to be the source of and remind yourself that you're the source of. Because if you place the love that you're willing to experience in the hands of somebody else, it'll always fall short because you are the true source. And so whether you're in a long-term relationship or you're just meeting someone or you never want to be in a relationship, the source of love has to be you, and it can only be maintained and cultivated by you and your effort and your consistent kind of input into your own love, your own relationship with love, and reminding yourself that even though somebody else can amplify the love that's within you, they can't give you the love that you've never experienced, and they can't even take it away from you. So no matter how you're feeling, reminding yourself that love is an inner game. It is starting from within you. It is something that you have already. And honestly, no one can take that away from you, even if it feels like it sometimes. They're not taking it away from you. They're just showing you a side of you that feels a little bit less loved, and it's giving you an opportunity to love that side of you even more and giving you more information. So as you go through your journey of manifesting love, I know it can be intense. I know it can be probably the most up and down thing, but at one point or the other, whether you manifest a soulmate, whether you manifest a specific person, whether you manifest any sort of love, true love is always going to teach you how to love yourself more. And I feel like I can't emphasize that enough. Whether you choose to do it before you meet somebody or after, at one point you will have to come face to face with the fact that the love that you're searching for literally lives within you. So if you are searching for that love, why not start now? Why not kickstart? Why wait? Why push it off? Why don't we start generating that, finding that, and cultivating that love from within and playing with how to do that? Playing with what actually makes me feel more loved. How can I enjoy being more of the energy of love, being like a conduit of the energy of love, not necessarily loving yourself, but showing up through the energy of love. Yes, that might mean loving yourself, but there's also other little nuances that feel a little bit less kind of typical self-love. It doesn't have to be typical self-love. If that resonates with you, it can be, but it's also a lot of showing up and leading with love, living your life through the lens of love, and seeing situations through the lens of love and compassion and understanding and forgiveness. All of those are derivatives of love, and you can start doing that right away. You can start doing that for yourself. You can start doing that for other people. You can continuously start that. So love is always starts with you and it ends with you. And if you are manifesting love, focus in on that more than what's outside of you. Because when you focus in on what's inside of you, then you actually have more and more control. You have more and more awareness, and you have more and more of a magnetic pull to actually start to attract the love that you're looking for, because you're really feeding and juicing up your own vibration. So it becomes a little bit irresistible. So if you're on this journey of manifesting love, I really hope this resonated with you. I know it can be intense in all the good ways and all the bad ways. And I think that's the magic of love. I think that's why we're all so intoxicated by it in some way or the other. And so if you're on it, ride the roller coaster with love, enjoy yourself, enjoy the process as much as you possibly can. But then remember that it's just a game between you and you, ultimately. Yes, we might have little moments of other people reflecting it back to us, but it really starts and ends with you. So I love you, and thank you for being here, and good luck. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If this episode resonated with you, it would mean the world to me if you could rate and review the podcast and share it on your social media, so I know to keep creating episodes that are inspiring you to manifest. I'm so genuinely grateful for the time we shared today, and I'd love for you to join the community by following @AffirmationAddict on Instagram. To continue diving into spirituality and manifestation, head over to my website, affirmation-addict.com. Until next time, I'm sending you so much love and so much healing energy.